On the road, in the air, on the water. Buckle up. Always wear a life jacket.
Hi, I'm Rick Burnley, editor of Kayak Angler Magazine, and I'm here today with Drew Gregory, Kayak Bassmaster Kayak Series champion, Angler of the Year, host of the Kayak Angler Series. I'm sure there's a bunch of other stuff that I could list on and on and on, but we're going to talk about some new lures from Z-Man today. Tell us what you got there, Drew.
Yeah, so I'm excited about the new Z-Man stuff. The Elastic plastic, especially for Z-Man, is so kayak angler friendly because you don't have to bring as many plastic baits because they hold up and they last so long. But now what Z-Man's done in the last, I'd say, couple years, they started to make some baits that are actually, the elastic plastic is molded in over a harness. So basically it's not like you have to rig these baits individually, and we're not always the best at rigging our soft plastic baits. They get a little bent left and right, and you can still buy those versions, but they're making these LT versions, which stands for line through. This is the new ShadTron, which I think could hopefully win best in show here in the lure category. Basically it's a line through swim bait, right? So once the fish gets hooked, the line through is going to obviously come through. This isn't nothing new, right? A line through is not some groundbreaking new technology, but Elastic and everything combined with it is, and of course the leverage of this bait will not be used against you to throw the hook. So it's pretty cool. It's a one big single hook. It's going to keep those fish pinned, and just the durability of the Elastic when I fish in the wild places that I fish to help me win these events, right? It's banging against rocks and logs and just constantly getting beat up, so it's going to hold up really well. The fact that it comes through the center like this, you don't have to worry about your knot moving left or right. It's always coming out of that and running true and straight. And the wedge pulse tail, what's really cool about this tail starts working at super low speeds, so you can crawl it. But when you burn it, more than any other type of tail, it will actually continue to swim and not blow out and roll over at high speed. So that's incredible. You can do both with this bait. That's impressive. And on the bottom, there is a spot if you want to use treble hooks, so if you're smallmouth fishing, and they make multiple sizes, of course, so you can see. And they're getting very, very, this is the Mulletron, sorry, but they make a small size of the Mulletron in the ShadTron, but you can see how lifelike and realistic the Elastic baits are getting. It used to be you could only have a really, really pretty, good-looking bait, but it didn't hold up good. It caught like one fish and then it was done. Elastic, now they're starting to really, really get them figured out where they can make them look beautiful, very much like a real shad, and they hold up. So it's pretty impressive.
That's exciting. How do you plan on using these? What kind of scenarios would you use these baits in?
So I'm actually going to use these next week at the Bassmaster Kayak Series on the Susquehanna River for smallmouth. I'm actually going to take this top hook out and tie on a double or a treble hook on the top just to help with that hookup ratio on smallmouth. Or I might put a treble on the bottom, but just to stay weedless, I might keep it on the top. But I'm going to just use it for big bass, big baits, big fish. That's what I'm going to use it for, big bass. Obviously we'll catch other species, but I mainly prefer and know most about bass. But that's how I'm going to use it, just burning it real quick in the summertime. It's going to be really good in the spring, kind of like a slow roll it by logs and any type of structure, docks, rocks, whatever, boulders in the river. So yeah, I cannot wait to take this out. There's only a few in the U.S. right now, and they kind of snuck me one here. I don't think they were supposed to, but I got snuck one, so maybe I'll have a secret weapon next week on the Susquehanna River.
Nice.
Yeah.
What else do you have here?
I've got the, another thing I want to show you was the big ballers. This is unique because it can be rigged and fished like a soft plastic jerkbait, like the Z-Man Streaks, like the little fork tail, like a fluke style bait. Right. But because it's got the ball on the end of it, you can see here this ball. And this is the ZWG hooks, the new hooks from Z-Man that really hold the Elastic on really well. So it's just not coming off once you rig it. But the ball in the back, you can actually swim it, and the tail just is a nice little subtle. And so you can swim this like a swim bait, or you could just twitch it like a dying, and let it swirl like a dying soft plastic jerkbait. So it's the best of both worlds. Whichever your cast kind of prefers, that particular cast. If you need to swim it, cool. You need to twitch it, you got it on there. You don't have to tie multiple baits on. So I'm really looking forward to this, and don't sleep on it as a chatterbait trailer as well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you know when these baits are going to be available?
They're all coming in at different times, but most of your Z-Man plastics that are like this, the ones that are made like this, are usually ready to roll right after ICAST or even at ICAST. But these baits here are probably going to be ready. I would say they're coming in. I believe Jose, the product development manager here at Z-Man, said next month. These are coming in. So once they get them, you guys will probably see them in stores a month and a half, 2 months from now. So
and people can find out more information about these
at zmanfishing.com. Easy enough.
Sweet. Thank you, Drew. That was great.